If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can help you skip those valleys. Let's rally, yeah. If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can let investments tally. Let's rally, yeah.
What's up, my beautiful crypto savants? Welcome back to Be Crypto Savvy. It is Tuesday, and today we are going to talk about Binance and what's going on with that whole saga going on. It used to be the SEC that was going after them. Now it looks like they've got the CFTC on their tail. So stay tuned. That's what we're going to get into today. If you didn't get a chance to catch our video yesterday where we talked about the Genie.io range report, I'm going to throw it up. I'm not sure which one of those corners that pops in yet, but I'll get it down. I'll figure it out. But that will be in one of those corners. I'll throw that up there so you can jump into that video and catch that if you didn't get a chance yet. As far as today, let's jump on into this video and find out what the heck is going on.
So jumping into this, Binance sued over CFTC over evading U.S. rules. Now, I'm not going to read this entire article. It is a little bit lengthy, but if you want to jump over to the Wall Street Journal, this is there for your reading. I just want to kind of jump into this first part just to more or less set up the stage on what exactly is going on before moving farther. U.S. regulators on Monday sued Binance Holdings, alleging the operator of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange kept an illegal foothold in the American market and violated rules designed to prevent illicit financial activity. So what they're saying is that Binance was encouraging Americans to use VPN services to be able to access the exchange, even though they technically weren't allowed to. So that's where this is all coming from. So continuing on, the lawsuit sets up a battle between the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, one of the U.S.'s smallest financial regulators, and a global company whose chief executive, Changpeng Zhao, who's also known as CZ, by the way, is one of the industry's most influential figures. Binance has survived and grown even as many other crypto companies have gone bankrupt over the past year. The CFTC is a civil regulator that has authority to obtain fines against people who break its rules, but its main enforcement hammer is its ability to seek orders that would permanently expel people from participating in U.S. derivatives markets. The ability to seek orders that would permanently expel people from participating in U.S. derivative markets or trading in cryptocurrencies that qualify as commodities such as Bitcoin, Ether, and some stablecoins, tokens that maintain a dollar peg. The CFTC's lawsuit, filed in Chicago federal court, seeks a permanent ban for Mr. Zhao and his companies. So, reading that again, the CFTC's lawsuit filed in Chicago federal court seeks a permanent ban for Mr. Zhao and his companies. If you kick Binance and the individuals out of the U.S. markets, you have dried up a significant source of their income, said David Slovic, a former CFTC enforcement attorney who is now a partner at Barnes & Thornburg. Important to also note that Binance said it has made its efforts to operate legally in the U.S., including setting up an affiliate, Binance.us, that offers a slimmed-down menu of crypto products for American users. Now, touching briefly back on the CFTC possibly being able to force Binance to cease operations, the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission could require Binance to cease operations in the U.S. as part of a potential settlement, Bernstein said in a research report on Tuesday. The Bernstein report comes after regulators sued the crypto exchange and its founder, CZ, for allowing U.S. citizens to trade derivatives and for willful evasion of the country's laws. Following that news, Voyager Digital's $1.3 billion sale to Binance.us has been halted. A federal judge on Monday temporarily stopped bankrupt Voyager Digital from completing a proposed $1.3 billion sale to crypto exchange Binance.us, allowing the U.S. government more time to pursue appeals that challenged the legality of the deal. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the Office of the U.S. Trustee, the Department of Justice's bankruptcy watchdog, filed appeals in early March over a bankruptcy court's approval of the sale. They argued the protections could rubber stamp crypto tokens that might be unregistered securities, as well as transactions that could be illegal under U.S. securities laws. U.S. District Judge Jennifer Reardon in Manhattan ruled Monday that the sale should be put on hold, overruling Voyager's argument that a delay could cause Binance.us to back out of the deal entirely. Binance.us and Voyager did not immediately respond to requests for comment late on Monday. I've mentioned before my involvement with Voyager, so I'll make sure to keep you folks updated if there is anything new that comes out pertaining to this. Switching gears, we're jumping over to Twitter where CZ from Binance had issued his response to the CFTC complaint. And before doing that, while I'm thinking about it, if you want, you can always follow me on Twitter at the Crypto Savvy One. And if you've gotten anything of value from this particular video, why not help me out and throw a like down on this video? And if you haven't subscribed, you can always do that as well. Stay up to date with all things crypto. Now let's jump into this. I'm actually going to read through his response real quick for you. Today, the CFTC filed an unexpected and disappointing civil complaint despite our working cooperatively with the CFTC for over 2 years. Upon an initial review, the complaint appears to contain an incomplete recitation of facts, and we do not agree with the characterization of many of the issues alleged in the complaint. We will only be able to give full responses in due time. We will address a few key points below. CZ first talks about technology for compliance and U.S. blocks. Binance.com has developed best-in-class technology to ensure compliance. Binance.com is the first global exchange to implement a mandatory KYC program, and he goes on to list how they regulate and make sure that U.S. users are only allowed to use the branch that they are supposed to by blocking IP addresses, mobile carriers, etc. He continues to talk about cooperation and transparency with law enforcement and goes into that a little bit with how they have been working and trying to remain compliant. Moves on to registrations and licenses. Binance.com holds the highest number of license and registrations globally, 16 and counting, and is well regarded by user community. And lastly, he talks about trading and how Binance is not a trade for profit or manipulate the market in any circumstances. And he goes on to list a couple of examples of how they have policies in their company, as far as an example is a 90-day no trading rule for employees, meaning if they buy an asset, they aren't allowed to then turn around and sell that asset for 90 days. So that way there isn't manipulation going on. That's one way that they've strategized to eliminate that from happening. And the last stop that we are going to make on this journey today is at Cointelegraph, where Binance readies checkbook for potential fines from U.S. regulators. Now, this was from February 16th. When this story popped out as far as the CFTC suing Binance, my first immediate thought went back to how CZ had just recently stated that they know that they've messed up in the past and they have funds readily available and are anticipating fines coming, and they were ready to resolve those in order to be able to move forward in full compliance and transparency. The world's largest digital asset exchange, Binance, is preparing to face fines and penalties in order to settle outstanding regulatory and law enforcement investigations in the United States, according to our February 15th Wall Street Journal report that cited the firm's chief strategy officer, Patrick Hillman. Binance has been working with regulators to remedy past compliance issues. Hillman stated that Binance is working with regulators to figure out what the remediations we have to go through now to make amends for that. And he added that the outcome for ongoing investigations will likely be fines, but could be more, stating that that is for regulators to decide.
And that's going to do it for today's video. We'll definitely keep you informed if there's any news updates that come out concerning Binance and these allegations. If you were wondering, yes, even when I'm not on video, I am doing this stuff with my hands when I'm recording. So just in case that was a question that you had. Now, these allegations bring me to a good point. Not your keys, not your crypto. Make sure that you're being safe and keeping your assets in a wallet of your own. Don't trust it to be kept on exchanges. Take my advice. I've mentioned it before. I did have some of my assets that were on Voyager, and now you can see what was happening with that. And last but not least, if you got anything of substance from this video, help me out. Hit that like button, throw a comment down, let me know what you are thinking about what's going on with Binance. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe, and that will help you catch us next time. Be crypto savvy. See you guys.